Afternoon, everybody. Thought this might be of interest to you. So I was contacted a couple of weeks ago by a lady who's trying to sell a property on Liffey Road in Lucan. So what she said was she was asking me to investigate if the last house on the road has permission to operate as a mosque. She said many cars arrive during the week at prayer time, but it's especially busy and congested on Fridays, but lately on Saturdays too. She said consequently there is also the tendency for male Muslims to gather here when visiting each other, and thus more Muslims come to live here, resulting in the non-Muslims in the area, who are mostly tenants, less likely or afraid to complain. I'm fairly sure that this house should but does not have council permission to operate as a place of religious gathering. And then she goes on to say she's trying to sell the house, and she says, I'm trying to sell this house since July, but buyers initially very interested, and obviously there's quite a housing shortage, so I would imagine, Lucan is a good place to buy a home, so I would imagine there is a lot of interest. She said duly withdraw their interest when they realise a mosque is there and they noticed the regular congestion of men. She said the estate agent can attest to this after 30 plus viewings, and the latest potential buyer announced on Monday that she was withdrawing her deposit after visiting the area on Saturday at prayer time. So she contacted me, and I contacted South Dublin to find out that actually this particular house requested permission in 2009 to operate as a Muslim social cultural event centre. I was denied permission on the 2nd of June 2009, but it still actually is operating as a mosque. So I have also contacted planning enforcement. I got an acknowledgement from them, but I don't have a response yet, so I will let you know what they say, and why, like 15 years after this property was told it could not operate as a mosque, that it is operating as a mosque. I also find it concerning that this is allowed to go on for so long, when you have situations like Brendan McDonough, who you may or may not know about. He lives in Britis in County Dublin, and he has a small log cabin. I've been there. It's quite small, on his own land, which he built. You can't see it from the road. It's a single story structure. He's done everything he can to comply with every planning regulation, and he is being told that if he doesn't, he was actually told last year, if he didn't actually agree to take it down, to demolish it, that he would be put in prison for Christmas. And so he has been hounded by South Dublin, and I'm sure there's the vast majority of people who work in South Dublin are just doing their job and doing the best that they can. But I'm very concerned about the contrast between how an Irish man just trying to keep a roof over his children's head, himself and his wife, they have 2 children, they literally have nowhere to live. They've been told they can't stay in their own house on their own land, which they built themselves. And then you have a situation like this, where this property, which has been told it cannot operate as a Muslim cultural centre, and has been doing so for the last 15 years. So this is concerning to me. I will keep you updated on when I hear back from South Dublin about the enforcement of their denial of the planning permission. But I just thought you'd like to know what's going on.